Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know that the NFC North is heating up, and the Detroit Lions are right in the middle of the storm. The Lions, a team that's been showing consistent growth over the past few seasons, is now eyeing some major moves to bolster their roster for what promises to be an intense push towards the playoffs and hopefully another deep postseason run. And one of the biggest stories right now involves the potential addition of Chirstian Wilkins, a name that's been making waves across NFL circles. Chirstian Wilkins, for those who may not be fully caught up, is a highly talented defensive tackle, known for his versatility, relentless motor, and ability to disrupt opposing offenses. He was recently released by the Las Vegas Raiders, a move that surprised many given his talent and potential. The Raiders decided to part ways with Wilkins on July 24, primarily due to disagreements over how to handle his lingering foot injury. This injury, a Jones fracture, significantly hampered his 2024 season, limiting him to just 5 games, where he managed to rack up 17 tackles and 2 sacks. But before this injury, Wilkins was on an absolute tear in 2023 with the Miami Dolphins, showcasing his true potential. In that fully healthy season, Wilkins recorded a career-high 9 sacks, along with 58 quarterback pressures. He also contributed 10 tackles for loss, proving that he's not just a run stopper, but also a pass rusher capable of making game-changing plays. His performance in 2023 really put him on the map as one of the most disruptive interior linemen in the league. So naturally, teams are looking at him as a valuable addition, especially those who need help on the defensive front. Now, the odds makers have spoken, and it's quite telling. According to betting odds, the Detroit Lions are considered the second most likely team to sign Wilkins, with plus 500 odds. That's pretty significant, especially considering that the New England Patriots are the current favorites at plus 400, and the Arizona Cardinals trail behind at plus 600. So, what does this mean for the Lions? Well, it signals that they're serious about strengthening their defensive line, particularly on the interior. The Lions, as you all know, have been building a pretty formidable defense under head coach Dan Campbell. Players like Aiden Hutchinson and the rest of the front seven have shown flashes of dominance, but the interior of that defensive line has faced some challenges. Alan McNeil, for example, has been out for a good part of the season, and that leaves a noticeable gap in their run-stopping and pass-rushing capabilities. Bringing in someone like Wilkins could be a game-changer, especially given his ability to collapse the pocket and make life difficult for quarterbacks. But it's not all smooth sailing. There are some concerns on the Lions' side about Wilkins, especially considering his recent injury history and the fact that he's still dealing with issues stemming from that Jones fracture. Plus, there's the matter of potential distractions. You see, Wilkins' departure from the Raiders wasn't just about injuries. There was an incident that reportedly played a role in his release. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Wilkins kissed a teammate on the head, and apparently, that teammate took offense. While it might seem minor in some contexts, locker room chemistry is crucial, and head coach Dan Campbell might be cautious about bringing in someone who could potentially stir the pot right before the season kicks off. And let's not forget, the Lions are in a bit of a waiting game here. With McNeil expected to return at some point soon, Detroit might choose to hold off on signing Wilkins, especially if they believe McNeil can fill that gap effectively. They might prefer to see how McNeil performs once he's back to full health rather than rush into a signing that could complicate their defensive chemistry. Plus, given Wilkins' injury concerns and the fact that he's probably available at a reduced price, Detroit could opt for a low-cost signing just to add some depth. Remember, the NFL is a business, and smart teams are always looking for value, especially when it comes to their defensive line. What makes this situation even more intriguing is Wilkins' age and career trajectory. He's only 29, which means he still has plenty of football left in him. His talent, combined with the Lions' current needs, makes him a very attractive option. But at the same time, the Lions have to weigh the risk versus reward. Do they bring in a potentially disruptive player at a time when team chemistry and focus are paramount? That's a question only the front office and coaching staff are asking themselves right now. And let's consider the context of the NFC North too. This division has been tightening up, with the Minnesota Vikings and Green Bay Packers always lurking as threats. The Chicago Bears, on the rise with their young talent, are also looking to make a statement. The Lions, with their recent success and promising roster, are looking to solidify their position at the top. Adding a player like Wilkins, if he can stay healthy and keep his focus, could give Detroit that extra push they need to dominate the division. But there's always the possibility that they might wait a bit longer. Injuries, team chemistry, and contract negotiations all play a role. The Lions have shown a lot of patience and strategic thinking under Dan Campbell, often opting for smart, value-based signings rather than flashy splashes. So perhaps they're biding their time, seeing if McNeil can step up, or if Wilkins will come at a discount once the dust settles. And speaking of the current roster, the Lions have been very vocal about their desire to improve their defense, especially on the line. Aiden Hutchinson, their young star edge rusher, is already making waves, and adding Wilkins could create a nightmare scenario for offenses trying to protect their quarterbacks. The interior pressure Wilkins provides can open up more opportunities for other players to make plays, which is exactly what Detroit needs if they want to take the next step towards a deep playoff run. In terms of team strategy, the Lions have been emphasizing a balanced approach on both sides of the ball. Offensively, Jared Goff has been solid, and with the emergence of their young receivers, Detroit's attack is looking promising. But it's their defense that has been a work in progress, and that's where Wilkins could come in, offering a veteran presence and a disruptive force in the middle. The Lions' coaching staff has always been smart about building a cohesive unit, and adding Wilkins could be part of that plan, even if it's just for a short-term rental. All of this points to an exciting season ahead for Detroit fans. The team is on the cusp of something special, and bolstering the defensive line with a player of Wilkins' caliber could be the final piece of the puzzle. But again, it's all about timing, health, and chemistry. The Lions are in a position where they can be selective, ensuring that every move they make aligns with their long-term goals. And let's not forget, the NFL is unpredictable, and this story is still unfolding. Wilkins' situation is fluid, and his next team could be the Lions, or it could be another franchise that's also vying for his services. But if the odds are any indication, Detroit fans should keep a close eye on this development. It's not just about adding a talented player, it's about the narrative of a team that's hungry for success, eager to build on its recent progress, and determined to make a statement in the NFC North and beyond. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, remember that the Detroit Lions are always in the thick of things, constantly looking for ways to improve and push further. Whether Wilkins becomes a Lion or not, the message is clear. This team is serious about competing at the highest level. They're building a roster with a mix of young talent and veteran savvy, all under the leadership of Dan Campbell, who's proven time and again that he's all about grit, determination, and playing with heart. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Are you excited about the possibility of Wilkins joining the team? Do you think his injury concerns and potential locker room issues are too risky? Or do you believe that his talent and upside outweigh those concerns? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. We're always here to keep you informed, engaged, and part of this incredible Lions family. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Lions!